during a sportscast.
12 quarters finally did.
Take some pretty sophisticated microwave equipment operating in the broadcast auxiliary frequency bands and a significant amount of power.
About 2 hours later, the video pirate struck again. This time, the target was a science fiction broadcast on PBS affiliate WTTW. And this time, it wasn't 25 seconds long. It ran for almost a minute and a half. By this time, the pirate had managed to insert audio as well, along with a display of a marital aid and a portion of his or her anatomy. It generated hundreds of calls.
Really kind of expressing sympathy over the fact that our signal would be interfered with in this way and that it would inconvenience so many thousands of our viewers.
The incidents are now under investigation by the FCC and the FBI.
But the odds, I'd say, if a guy continues to involve himself, either sporadically or continuously, very great that we will determine who it is.
All early evidence points to someone with a broadcasting background.
Someone who really knows the business and microwaving in general.
But the person in the Max Headroom disguise may not know how sophisticated officials can be in tracing this sort of thing. It leaves an electronic signature. And while it may have been a stunt, it is not treated as a joke. Chicago's video pirate could face a jail sentence and fines for his freelance exercise in public access. Jack Connery, Fox 32 News.
Jury deliberations tonight is trying to find out who's responsible for 2 acts of video piracy. Last night, someone...
See, it was actually a big deal at the time, and they never caught the guy. No. But yeah, it was a big enough deal that they were investigating it, and if they did find them, they would have been federally prosecuted.
I think it was the chameleon from the 5th Doctor's era.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's one of those unsolved mysteries. Where's Robert Stack?
Or William Shatner.
But again, there's such a broad area of Doctor Who on PBS that it really needs to be looked at more. Again, the Red, White, and Who delves into that, but there's just so much footage out there. Like Andrew Beach last night, he was nice enough to show us some very rare Patrick Troughton footage. And he said Patrick Troughton didn't show up in a lot of places in the United States, and he wasn't filmed that much, and even in England, because fortunately he didn't get into conventions until towards the end of his life. But he did show up on PBS here a few times. Here's one of his clips.
I'm Peter Baker, Colin Pertwee. I'm fairly proud, aren't I? Would you like to see comedy, drama, adventure, and science fiction all in one show? You can, with Doctor Who. I should know, since I played the first regeneration of Doctor Who for 3 years. Something else I know. KTCA Channel 2 wants to continue bringing you Doctor Who, the longest running science fiction program in television history. So we need your support. Call now with your pledge and climb aboard the TARDIS for a magical adventure you won't forget.
And here's Colin Baker.
Hello. I'm Colin Baker, and I'm the 6th Doctor Doctor Who. Now you want to know who's who, do you? Well, William Hartnell is irascible. Patrick Troughton has a marvellous Catherine-esque quality. He's very kind of cosmic hobo. John Pertwee, the heroic, full of daring do. He loves gadgets. Tom Baker has humour. Peter Davison has a certain vulnerability and honesty. For me, I'm a real general.
Tom Baker.
All of you fans, that it's only 1 in 10. This is a grievous disappointment to me. at the end of a day like this. It's grievous disappointment because it means, effectively, that there are 9 parasites. No hiding it. It's no use by saying, well, you're 9 thoughtless people. There are 9 parasites on the back of every self-sacrificing hero who cares about public broadcasting. 1 in 10 is doing the contribution. 9 parasites. If you want to be parasites, you just have to live with them. You wake up in the morning and say, hey, having a shave or washing or putting a lipstick on or something, you say, hello, parasite. And then in the day, someone says, what does it feel like to be a parasite? You say, yes, it feels really quite good. You know, it's like being a parasite. And so do you know that George, she's a parasite, by the way, or Arthur, he's got marvellous eyes and everything, he talks a lot, he's a parasite. So finally, maybe the people who are travelling abroad will actually have it on their passports, and it will say parasite. And the British in England say, what do you mean parasite? I beg your pardon. You'll say, I beg your pardon. What on earth do you mean you're a parasite? And they say, well, actually, what happens is, back home in America, I watch public broadcasting, but I don't pay, you see. I got no conscience, I just don't care about it, I just watch it. And that says I'm a parasite. May God forgive you, parasite, because I
As you can see, this is gold, and luckily somebody at some point decided to record that and post it up, and I'm grateful to everybody who
Thank
does
God.
I wish I kept my tapes.
that. Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you know, they got the actors to do all kinds of things too, just on these pledge breaks. You know, well, obviously Tom Baker did his own thing, but even like Sophie here. Now, an interesting aside with that, the person playing guitar is Eric Luskin, who you probably recognize from NJM. Been trying to get him to come to this convention for the last couple of years. He will at some point. Unfortunately, he is a musician, and his band actually has a performance every time we have Eli Who. So I'm hoping at some point it's going to sync up and we'll get him here, because I think he's a very important person in the PBS community for that, because he used to travel to other PBS stations besides New Jersey just to help out. He was also the host of a lot of the documentaries that was made on NJM. And NJM would seem to be like one of the biggest ones to make documentaries, and you know, they seem to be probably one of the biggest markets for it, because they did have, I think, 3 or 4 different channels in the area too, different New Jersey PBS stations. Here is a piece of a convention that actually ran on an episode of, right after an episode of Doctor Who. They did for 3 weeks, they had a little bit of a local New Jersey convention, so here's a piece of one of it.
On February 11th and 12th, thousands of Doctor Who fans converged on Philadelphia's Center Hotel to attend the Doctor Who convention. New Jersey Network was there to bring those of you who could not be there a look at what you missed. What kind of people do you find at a Doctor Who convention? Patient people, fans who are willing to stand in line happily for hours, for as long as it takes, to participate in a group celebration of their favorite television series. They're polite, fashionable. They're eager to get their hands on Doctor Who merchandise. Business at the tables was brisk,